Chris had no doubt his house was haunted after the chilling evidence he caught in a previous video, where a voice had clearly told him to get out. Determined to keep documenting, he began filming again, talking about that experience and how it had changed the way he felt about being in his own home.
You can hear that, can't you? I can. Sound like tapping. Everybody's like, oh, it's the hutch. It's the hutch.
While he was speaking, faint tapping noises began echoing around him. They were well and truly impossible to ignore. Then it happened again. The same unmistakable voice commanding him to get out. Before Chris could even react, something nearby toppled over loudly, cutting through the silence and sending him into panic. In the aftermath of the video, Chris admitted he was more unnerved than ever, convinced the spirit wasn't just trying to make itself known, but actively warning him. He's now torn between continuing to capture proof or taking the voice's message seriously and leaving for good. Martio was spending a quiet evening in his bedroom, his cats curled up beside him, when he suddenly began hearing the sound of things falling somewhere else in the house. At first, he ignored it, hoping it was nothing more than the cats knocking something over earlier, but the noises continued and grew harder to dismiss. After about 20 seconds, he decided to grab his camera and leave the bedroom to see what was happening. As he reached the kitchen, the mess was obvious, as several cups were already scattered across the floor. Just as he was taking it all in, another blue cup fell, though the camera didn't manage to catch it hitting the ground. Marcio could be heard exhaling sharply, clearly shaken by the realization that something unseen was causing the chaos. In the aftermath, he explained that he had no open windows, no pets in the kitchen, and no explanation for why multiple cups would all topple at once. He admitted that he no longer felt safe walking into that room alone and was considering setting up cameras overnight to see what else might happen when he wasn't there to witness it. On May 1st, 2020, at roughly 4:30 in the afternoon, a family's quiet day took a strange turn when their home security cameras caught something they couldn't explain. The family had installed CCTV months earlier, mainly as a precaution after a few break-ins were reported in their neighborhood. For the most part, the cameras never recorded anything out of the ordinary, just kids playing outside, the dog wandering around, or the usual comings and goings of daily life. That is why what they found on this particular recording was so disturbing. In the footage, one of the interior doors slowly swings open on its own, revealing nothing on the other side. There is no person, no pet, and no sign of anyone who could have pushed or pulled it. The incident left the family deeply unsettled. They combed through every second of the recording before and after the event, hoping to find a clue that might explain what happened, but the area behind the door remained empty the entire time. They even checked the hinges and the frame, thinking maybe a draft or uneven flooring could have caused the door to move, but everything was sturdy and intact. Neighbors who saw the clip were just as spooked, pointing out how unnaturally slow and deliberate the movement looked. Since then, the family admitted they no longer feel the same comfort in their own home, describing the experience as a reminder that sometimes the strangest things happen in broad daylight when you least expect it. C's Crazy Crossroads is a YouTube channel run by a ghost hunter with over 50,000 subscribers, known for exploring terrifying locations on his own and sharing the results with his growing audience. In one particular video, he ventured into what's become known locally as the contractor's haunted house, a place so notorious that even seasoned investigators hesitate to step inside. According to him, the energy in the building was overwhelming the moment he entered, like the walls themselves carried a heavy weight of history.
Wait, I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Oh, what the holy... That was up here in the closet. That was right here. That ball. How did it... Holy shit. How the... All right, where am I at? Because I'm not making it. I'm getting the hell out of here. This is not fun. I'm freaking out now because it seems like it's toying with me. Oh man, I'm only at 15 minutes. Oh boy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna leave you there, ball. Don't mess with me. All right. So there's nobody, obviously, in this room. There's nobody in this room. Guys, there's nothing in this house other than whatever friggin' spirit. Nothing in this room.
While filming, a sudden dropping noise caught his attention. He spun around quickly and captured a basketball rolling across the floor, seemingly without any explanation. To make things even stranger, he then walked into the next room and showed viewers the closet where the ball had originally been stored. To ensure transparency, he also panned across the surrounding rooms to prove they were completely empty, ruling out the possibility of someone hiding. The video left many of his fans convinced that he had captured real paranormal activity. C himself admitted afterward that it was one of the most intense solo hunts he had ever done, and the basketball incident was only the beginning of the unsettling things he experienced there. So subscribe so you don't miss the future ones. Tim Morozov is a ghost hunter with an impressive following of 648,000 subscribers, known for diving headfirst into some of the most unsettling places with very little hesitation. His channel has built a reputation on raw, uncut footage that leaves little room for doubt, and his subscribers love him for it. In one of his more intense uploads, he wrote in the description, "This time, I'm examining the damn house with a poltergeist. This is a terrible night." That set the tone perfectly for what was to come.
Пока никаких показаний нету. Черт возьми. А где он стоял? Ничего нет. Никаких показаний.
As Tim walked carefully through the dark house with his motion detector in hand, a sudden crash echoed through the silence. A piece of pottery had been hurled to the floor. Clearly shaken but still curious, he moved toward the room where the sound came from. The shattered pottery lay scattered on the ground, and Tim decided to test his device, pressing the motion detector directly against it. Strangely, the device didn't beep at all, suggesting that no living presence had caused the violent act. Tracy and her family had long accepted that their house was haunted, but unlike most, they believed they knew the exact source. It all centered around an antique cabinet, a piece passed down from Tracy's late grandmother. While beautiful and valuable, it carried an unsettling presence. Over time, it became clear that whenever strange activity happened in the home, the cabinet was at the center of it, with drawers opening on their own, noises echoing from it, and even sudden cold spots around where it stood. Determined to prove it,
several buildings set alight, really the worst violence that this city has seen for several months. But now it looks like it has calmed for the time being, although you can never discount that the demonstrators are not regrouping in other parts of the city ready to come back. All the while, of course, the debate rages on inside Parliament, the MPs continuing to debate with pretty high tempers, really, over this barrage of austerity and cuts which is to come in this country in return to those all vital bailout funds. We're expecting the vote on the package to come at 1 a.m. local time, that's 2300 GMT, but this is a place where deadlines come and go with remarkable speed, so I wouldn't hold your breath just yet, Fiona.
We had a demonstrator on the telephone earlier saying to us that we're showing these pictures of the violent protesters and sort of concentrating on that. She wanted to make the point that
as she filmed, one of the cabinet's drawers slowly slid open by itself, and moments later, the drawer next to it followed suit. To dismiss any claims of trickery, she circled the cabinet with her camera, showing there was nobody behind it and no strings or wires attached. For the family, this was the confirmation they needed. They had already been talking about letting the cabinet go, but given its age and value, they didn't want to simply throw it out. Instead, they've been searching for someone willing to buy it, hoping that parting with the cabinet will bring peace to their home once and for all. Until then, the cabinet remains in their possession, and with it, the unsettling activity continues. Diane had lived in her house for years without issue, but lately she had been feeling watched, especially at night. One evening, she noticed what looked like a human shadow lingering outside her front door. Heart racing, she rushed to check, but when she opened the door, the porch was completely empty. Uneasy, she returned inside and decided to film in case it happened again.
What in the actual hell? There's literally...
Pointing the camera toward the door's frosted window, the blurred outline of a figure could clearly be seen with broad shoulders, a tall stance, and even what looked like a hat perched on its head. Gathering her courage, Diane swung the door open, but once again, there was no one there. The quiet night air was still, leaving her with more questions than answers. Convinced this was something beyond normal explanation, Diane shared the video, and many agreed it had to be paranormal. She admitted afterward that she couldn't shake the image from her mind and feared the figure might return. And the strangest part is that she feels like this might only be the beginning.
Now let's get to the Ring cameras. We have Ring cameras and cameras all around the property and in every room of the house except for our bathrooms. This is what the Ring camera shows when I walked outside, which was 9:50 at night. You'll see the timestamp in just a second. Had we deleted the video, it would not be there. It just doesn't load. We have had this issue with our Ring camera before, but then why did it catch the video after? In case you didn't see, the video after is at 10:23 at night. I initially recorded the video and sent it on Snapchat to my 8 best friends, and then Eddie, and then Joe's actually the one that was like, bro, you need to post this. And I was like, I don't know how Jared would feel about it. Now I'm gonna get into the layout of our home and where it happened and explain why certain things wouldn't work. This is the hallway during the day with maximum light. To show the lights behind me, that is gonna be our hallway to our pantry and our bathroom. This is during the daylight, so when the light would be at maximum, as well as our kitchen, maximum light as well. How long the hallway is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are big 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe. To the front door. I was zoomed in and walking fast. The front of our house where somebody would be. For them to run, where would they have to hide? It goes straight out, guts out. This way, another commercial building, it juts out. They would also have to jump down into this drop of a fence and go that way. All out front, the most someone could have done would have maybe been behind a tree, but we would still have got that on the Ring camera. Also, another Ring camera that would have caught somebody too. To debunk this, I think that the best comment I got in the comments was maybe it was somebody across the street and say someone was in the parking lot and lights were shining on them onto our door. Now that's a big light being shown. I also didn't see anybody, but that to me is the most probable cause. Now let's get to the coat rack to show why that wouldn't work. To those of you saying, oh, the coat rack's reflecting. From what light in here, at any point, you're not able to shine light on the coat rack because our walls are too deep. The coat rack is hidden in the corner. Light cannot shine on the coat rack onto the window because there are no lights here, and these lights do not reach. Too far, too dim, no light in here reaches the coat rack. It is not the coat rack, but I get why y'all would think that because there are hats on the coat rack. Now to those of you who think that we did it, which I can literally assure you we did not, this is going to be the angle from the living room where you can see that side of the door. Someone's like, oh, they're shining from in there. Well, first we'd have to be on our couch, but look at the way the reflection would be. So if I'm right here and say I'm doing this, it's still not going to reflect accurately onto the window. It's going to go beneath, and then you're going to have a line from the couch. It would have to be like a spotlight. So again, the lighting doesn't work. And please don't start with the staircase because our staircase, our ceilings are like 14-foot ceilings. It would not shine down like that without there being a reflection on the floor. I think that's everything, and I really hope this video doesn't feel rushed. I'm just in the middle of my work day, and I was like, let me go ahead and try to show everyone why this doesn't work. Comment in the comments what else you want to see, if there's anything else you want me to debunk. I still don't know what I saw, okay? A lot of you asked for the house history, house tour. The house history is fascinating. Y'all just comment what y'all want to see.
It started as just another quiet night. The woman was relaxing in her house when something caught her eye, a painting on the wall, gently swaying back and forth, without any obvious cause. It wasn't near a vent or window, and nothing else in the room was moving. Curious and a little unsettled, she pulled out her phone and started filming.
I thought I saw the picture move. Oh my God, I did see it move. What was that? Oh my God. Oh, this gave me the chills. Oh man. Okay. That's the pots and pans moving. What is that? Why are the pots and pans moving? Oh my God. Shit.
The painting continued to shift rhythmically, as if nudged by invisible hands. She decided to check the kitchen next, and what she found made her stop in her tracks. The pot and pan rack hanging from the ceiling was swinging steadily, as if recently pushed. Then, as if on cue, something suddenly fell from the tabletop with a loud thud. There was no one else in the house, no tremor, no reason for anything to be moving. Shaken by what she saw and felt, she reviewed the footage and couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. Since that night, she's kept her camera close and her lights on, unsure what might happen next. James and Tyler were just out looking for a thrill, exploring an old, supposedly haunted house they'd heard rumors about for years. With their gear, camera ready, they decided to film the whole thing from the moment they stepped inside.
So, let's go in the house. Do we go in the warehouse or the...
Let's go in the regular house.
Alright.
What the hell? Dude, seriously. Whatever happened to this fucking house?
I don't know.
Look at your stairway. What is that?
I think it used to be a garage or something.
No, because the garage was that. It had to be.
Yeah, that's like a warehouse, man.
Look at the roof, it's all fucked up.
Where?
In there, shit, look.
Oh, yeah.
Door. What the? Look at that shit.
Huh?
There's glass. There's an oven. There's an oven door.
Where?
In the middle of the living room.
The roof is off. Holy shit! Dude! Oh my... Go! Go! I could have sworn a person. Dude, there's a person. Holy shit. Yeah, there is. Nick, I'm not... Fuck.
The footage shows the inside of the house in total disrepair. Dust, broken furniture, and rubble scattered across every room. As they move through the chaos, the one holding the camera pans upward, and that's when it happens. A faint, ghostly figure walks silently across the landing above them. It's transparent, slow, and eerily calm. The boys freeze for a moment in disbelief before panic takes over. They bolt out of the house, slipping on the debris as they sprint toward the front door. Outside, they barely catch their breath before vowing never to go back. Whatever that thing was, it was enough to make them stop laughing about ghosts for good. In the following video, a trio consisting of one boy and two girls had been hearing stories for years about their school being haunted. Whispers of strange figures in the halls, books falling on their own, and unexplained noises after dark were passed down from class to class. Curious and determined to get proof, they signed up for chess club just to have a reason to stay late. When everyone finally cleared out, they slipped into the main building with a camera, hoping to find something.
So we're here at Garland High School right now. We're looking for a ghost because apparently a girl died in the cafeteria, and we're trying to find her.
She was a big bitch. She was at a dance.
Yeah, and
so they say she's wearing this long, flowy dress. Looks kind of ethereal or something.
Yeah,
ethereal, you know, like ghosty or angel-y.
I don't know, but so we're trying to find something, and we don't know what we're trying to find exactly. And so we think she died here, obviously, because this is where the hell the dance is. And
What the f*** is that? Oh my god.
What was that noise?
Did you see it?
Did you hear that?
Oh my god, help! Dude.
What?
Oh my god. What is that?
What?
Did you see it?
As they set off to wander the dim corridors, a ghostly apparition suddenly jumps out from around the entrance to a staircase and vanishes just as quickly. The moment is quick, but terrifying. None of them saw it coming. All three scream, turn, and sprint down the hallway in a panic, their fear echoing louder than their footsteps. They didn't go back for their chessboards. After reviewing the footage at home, their shock turned to silence. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. Someone, or something, had jumped out at them. The school never felt the same after that night, and none of them dared stay late again. A husband and wife were getting ready to put their daughter in bed one night when something nobody expected happened. The time was 9 p.m. and the husband started asking his daughter if she was ready for bed, and the energetic girl denied this. Every single time he asked, she would beg for 5 more minutes, and eventually, the wife left the room to go to bed and left the husband to it. This is what happened.
Hey girlie, you ready to take a nap?
No.
No? 5 more minutes, then we have to go sleep, okay? We're gonna have to turn Peppa Pig off.
No.
I'm sorry, I know.
Out of nowhere, the toy cabinet behind the gate opened and spilled its contents onto the floor in an aggressive manner. Neither the girl or father knew what caused this to happen, but they both ran to tell the mother of the family very quickly. From this point and forwards, the little girl has nightmares about ghosts, and I pray that they end up coming to a halt sooner rather than later. In the following video, a trio consisting of one boy and two girls had been hearing stories for years about their school being haunted. Whispers of strange figures in the halls, books falling on their own, and unexplained noises after dark were passed down from class to class. Curious and determined to get proof, they signed up for chess club just to have a reason to stay late. When everyone finally cleared out, they slipped into the main building with a camera, hoping to find something.
Like, I swear to God, there's something in my closet. This just keeps making noise. I don't know if y'all, like, heard that or anything, but I swear. I know, like, look. Oh my God. There's, like, no no one doing that. That's what the hell? Oh my god. Okay, I know I'm not crazy. This has happened the past 4 nights. Everyone keeps saying I'm crazy. Oh my god. Oh.
As they set off to wander the dim corridors, a ghostly apparition suddenly jumps out from around the entrance to a staircase and vanishes just as quickly. The moment is quick, but terrifying. None of them saw it coming. All 3 scream, turn, and sprint down the hallway in a panic, their fear echoing louder than their footsteps. They didn't go back for their chessboards. After reviewing the footage at home, their shock turned to silence. It wasn't a shadow or a trick of the light. Someone, or something, had jumped out at them. The school never felt the same after that night, and none of them dared stay late again. 2 little girls were sitting at the dinner table, enjoying their meal, while their mom kept an eye on them from across the room. Everything seemed normal at first, but one of the girls suddenly stopped eating and stared past the camera, her expression turning from confused to terrified.
Finish eating.
When I'm done, can we get our fries?
Yeah.
I just... what? Don't scare me.
What?
I'm scared. It's okay.
I just turned off the lights, that's all. What was that?
I'm scared.
What are you doing? Oh, what, Nani? Look at me. What are you scared of? The fish? Oh, the fish died.
What?
Angel's sleeping already. It's raining, girls. Nani, are you almost done eating? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. But you gotta listen to me. Turn around. Look at me. What's the matter?
She pointed towards something in the corner, insisting she saw something, while her sister laughed and teased her for being scared. But then the girl screamed and bolted into their mom's arms, shaking. The laughter quickly stopped when the second girl looked in the same direction and her smile vanished. Her face twisted in fear as she too ran crying into her mother's arms. But the strange thing is, neither their mom nor the camera caught anything unusual in that direction. Whatever they saw, it wasn't visible to anyone else in the room. After that night, both girls refused to eat in that room again. Angel Martinez was a man with no superstitious beliefs whatsoever, but when he heard about a haunted complex from his brother, he had to investigate. Roughly 2 months ago, his brother was forced to move out of the house because his parents started charging a ridiculous rent, so he went to stay in a small and cheap apartment complex. This was a big move for him, and he was super nervous, and this only enhanced when he realized the place was haunted. He kept informing Angel Martinez of this, and despite having no belief, Angel trusted his brother more than anyone else, so agreed to come and check it out, and he actually found something. Take a look.
Entonces, ¿qué es eso que se escucha? ¿Qué es eso que se escucha? Bueno. Hola, 100 puta. Hola, 100 puta.
For quite some time, nothing happened, and Angel was seriously considering that his brother might have started going crazy. But then, the event took place. A ghostly apparition walked across the second floor of the complex, and it was very obviously not human. You'd expect Angel to become scared and run away after this though, but he didn't. He stayed strong. Next, he decided to walk around the back to the area that used to be a school, and the room there has not been occupied for 15 years. This might just be why.
Mira, estoy grabando esto. Bueno, estoy un poco asustado, pero igual. Mira, esa aula está enllavada, pero esa luz quedó encendida cuando se fueron. Ya el colegio tiene mucho abandonado. Mira, la luz se enciende y se apaga cuando yo estoy largo, pero cuando yo me acerco, mira lo que pasa. Ahorita se enciende y se apaga. Ahora mira, ahorita cuando me acerco, mira. Mira, yo sé que puede ser una falla porque está ese cepo parpadeando. Ajá, yo lo entiendo. Pero yo no entiendo por qué cuando yo me acerco, mira, no ha parpadeado ni una vez. Y el aula está enllavada porque así la dejaron los maestros. Ahora mira cuando yo es que ando tartamudo de lo asustado que estoy. Ahora mira cuando yo me alejo. Mira, ¿ya viste? Mira. Ahora mira cuando me acerco. Mira. Nada. Ahora mira ahorita que es que estoy tartamudeando. Ahora mira ahorita que me aleje. Ahí está. No fregué. No creo que sea un defecto del aula. Mira, se apagó. No creo que sea un defecto del aula, pero lo que voy a hacer es que me voy a encerrar allá donde estoy cuidando. Es que mira, aquí es bien oscuro. A veces hasta esa luz le agarra así. A todas las luces le agarra así. Mira, sigue parpadeando, mira. Ahora si yo me acerco rápido, corriendo, para no darle tiempo. Nada, mira. ¡Ah! Ahí está. Ya no se volvió a apagar.
The lights were flickering as if there was some sort of electrical issue, but it was too coincidental that it stopped whenever Angel walked away. This place was haunted as hell, and he could resonate with his brother now and help to convince the wider family. The following video was captured and uploaded to a YouTube channel named Parasomnia MX, with the name of the actual person behind it being unknown. It took place at roughly midnight, and he heard a loud bang from outside of his room, and due to being the only person living in the property, this was scary for obvious reasons. In case it was something little like his dog knocking something over, he went to investigate, but no matter what he thought it could have been, what it actually was definitely at the bottom of his predictions.
Okay, it's like midnight right now. I was sleeping on my couch and I heard a loud bang. I've heard it before, but I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was the dogs on the deck or something. But I think if I sit and wait, you'll see I just seen it. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. There it is. It's my cupboards. Let's see. Holy shit, what a shake. I'm just gonna sit here and videotape for a minute. See what happens. This is scary. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh! Holy shit. What the? Okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. Gonna get up and... Ooh, I'm just shaking. Look at my goosebumps. Okay. It's my grandma's old house too. It's old. I remember that light being on. Let's see what this looks like. I don't want to go too close to. That's just creepy. You have no idea. Like, there's nobody in my house right now. Like, nobody. I can hear something in that room. Okay. That's weird. What is that? Somebody's in that room. Ah! Whoa! Okay. Look at those goosebumps. I'm gonna go look. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Ooh, scary. There's like nobody in here. I'm freaking out, man. This is scary shit. This is really scary shit. I knew I could hear stuff before. But I don't know. It's so weird. Like I could hear it. Oh. I'm going outside.
Strangely, the cabinet continuously opened itself, and whatever was inside of it must have really drawn the spirit's attention. Furthermore, it drew the bead string entrance open a small bit, whilst the man was looking at it, which caused him to investigate, but nobody was on the other side. This is when he realized that he was dealing with a spirit and instantly uploaded it to social media for people to offer advice. I hope that he got what he needed and that the ghost is no longer with him. On May 11th of 1993, at roughly 2 o'clock in the morning, one of John Osborne's house cameras detected something absolutely unbelievable. For the past few days, his family had been noticing really weird things happening around the household, and John, after seeking advice, was told to set up cameras in order to obtain more evidence. At first, he thought this was lazy advice that would lead to nothing as some spirits become camera shy. But fortunately, this spirit was not one of them.
3,000 miles away in Ohio, another family believes they're not alone.
The family had been hearing noises at night. They would wake up in the morning and find things moved, overturned, broken dishes and glasses.
Searching for the cause, the father leaves a video camera rolling overnight. This is his amazing videotape. Watch as the glass moves across the table, apparently on its own.
And then we see a typewriter move, which is not plugged in.
Next, a chair slides away from the table, and the reclining chair mysteriously begins to rock back and forth.
Then we hear the front door of the house, left of the rocking chair, open and then close.
John Osborne offers his opinion of these disturbing images.
I've watched it countless times looking for any evidence of foul play, and I couldn't find it.
From sliding a glass across the table to moving a literal chair, this poltergeist was doing the opposite of messing around. John was super fortunate to have caught this on camera, and a popular television station chose to broadcast it for a wider audience to see in the hopes that it would reach someone who could provide some decent help for the family. The most recent report is that they are searching for some sort of professional ghost hunter, but it's a big struggle staying within budget. Watching TV is a leisurely activity that many people across the world spend far too much time doing. The man in our next clip was by no means any different. In the build-up to the clip, he was watching his favorite television series for the third time, and no matter how many times he watched it, it never got boring. Unfortunately, something else must have liked the series too though, because it definitely got a bit too close for the man's liking.
God damn it. This is getting old. Shit! You gotta come out. What the? Shit. I'm out of here.
Out of nowhere, some cutlery launched itself out of a drawer, so the man was forced to pause the show, stand up and investigate. To his dismay, there was nobody there, which left him very confused. But as he sat back down, he noticed what had caused it through a ghostly apparition that frightened him so much, I bet he soiled himself. To be honest though, I would too if I came face to face with an entity of that nature. When your house is haunted, the first step is trying to get in touch with any form of expert who can guide you in the correct direction to get rid of it. For some, this step is super simple, but for others they find something about it really hard, and that something is proving that they've actually been haunted. This is because a lot of poltergeists are actually camera shy and don't cause as much havoc when placed ahead of a lens. But fortunately, Sergio, the man who recorded this, was eventually able to get some footage.
Buenas noches amigos, les habla su amigo Trovadoc. En videos previos ya les había comentado que han estado pasando fenómenos extraños aquí en la casa los últimos meses. De hecho los perros están muy acelerados ahorita porque se escucharon ruidos por el rumbo de la sala. Y aproveché ahorita para grabar a ver si captamos algo. Se ha escuchado movimiento. Hemos visto una silueta un par de veces y pues bueno, vamos a ver qué logramos y si logramos captar algo. Ay, cabrón. Aquí como ven no hay nada. Vamos a grabar donde estaban escuchando los ruidos. Debo de admitir que estoy un poco nervioso. Ahí se puede escuchar el perro, que está un poquito alterado. No se ve muy bien. No sé qué es lo que esté pasando. Lo que se cayó fue un muñequito de Santa Claus de los adornos de Navidad. Previo a esto, donde hemos visto la silueta pasar, puse talco para ver si lográbamos captar alguna huella. Ahorita voy a prender la luz. A ver Sí, se ve algo. Estos ruidos son ya sumamente frecuentes. Estas huellas evidentemente no estaban. Hace como una hora que puse el talco. Y van más o menos al rumbo donde está el Santa Claus que se cayó. Voy a parar el video porque voy a salir de la casa para tratar de ver que no haya nadie, que no se... Estoy un poco nervioso, compañeros. Pero bueno, me despido de ustedes. No olviden suscribirse al canal. A caramba, los saluda su amigo Trovadoc. Y denle dedito arriba para motivarnos y seguir grabando este tipo de fenómenos. A ver si encontramos alguna explicación. Muchas gracias.
After watching some YouTube, the man heard a dog whining. And the most important part about this is that he doesn't even own one. Concerned, he started filming, and things happened in the following order. A cabinet opened, a doll fell from a counter, and he saw paw prints. All of these things together practically confirmed that a literal dog was haunting him, and these things are much harder to get rid of than actual spirits. I wish the man all of my luck. A duo under the YouTube. Alias, exploring with Josh, decided that they were going to go and investigate an old and abandoned secondary school that was rumored to be haunted among the locals. At first, the duo believed this was some sort of fake story made up by ex-students of the school, but they realized very quickly after entering that this was not the case. The walls were absolutely full with graffiti, but this should have been expected in an abandoned location. What happened next was far from expected, though.
Guys, so much doors are opening and closing right now. It sounds like something tapping. It sounds like someone hitting like a wall. I know, it really does though. Oh my god, did you get that on tape?
I know.
That is insane.
Wait for two to get it.
Oh my god, another door just closed. Oh my god. We gotta get out of here. Holy shit, we're just standing on a... Dude, upside down crosses? Oh my god. Only he can't save. Can't save. Only he can save. This is insane. We can't be here that long. We're getting back to some dangerous shit, guys. 666 devil. Upside down cross.
Out of the blue, a door slowly creaked open by itself, and this creeped the hell out of the duo. Straight after this, two more doors down the hallway slammed themselves shut, and it was obvious that whatever was claimed to haunt this place had awoken. They escaped the facility as quickly as they could and published it for all to see, confirming that not all rumors aren't a fact. Dog Vlogs is a well-known ghost hunter, and what he does on YouTube is pretty self-explanatory. He visits locations that are presumed to have a haunted nature and documents them to see if it's true. This time around, he was checking out an abandoned hospital at night, and the scariest part is that he didn't have a single person with him. No crew, no friends, just him and his camera capturing raw footage, and this is what it got.
Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna waste my time if you're not gonna believe me. What? You cannot tell me you did not just hear that. Sounded like it was in this first room. If somebody's there, you better call yourself out right now. It was in this room, guys. See, this is exactly what I mean, guys. This is the type of stuff that was happening on camera that I said you weren't gonna believe. I am tripping out. Yeah, I don't get it. If you're here, you better call yourself out. I'm gonna look behind all these doors and everything. I know it wasn't this far down. There's no way it was this far down. It came from this room. I don't get it. Hello? Did you pass away in the shower? Yo, what the f? No. There's no way. I'm filming. Something just touched my f***ing arm. I've got the worst cold chills right now. Shit is popping off in this hospital right now. I don't know, guys. I want to keep going, but I'm so scared right now. Alright, guys, we're in the main lobby right now, as you can tell. And I kept hearing some weird noises over here before I started filming. And then when I came back down to the lobby, all I keep hearing is noises. I looked around upstairs, did not find anybody that did that cough. But now I hear something down here. I'm back on the first floor. Let's go. This is actually... Hello? Why am I so cold down here? Sounded like a footstep over there. So, off camera, guys, this fountain was going off. As you guys can tell, this only works by touch. So, I don't know how that thing was going off. If anybody's here and you'd like to communicate with me, push those two little buttons right there and you'll make the water go off. You can use the water going on as a yes and keep it off for a no. Do you want to talk with me? Whoa. Seriously? Okay, calm down, calm down. Ooh, I just got cold chills. If anybody's here, do something to this fountain right now. Turn it on. I need a drink. I'm thirsty. Can you turn it on for me? I'm thirsty. Can you turn this fountain on? Oh, okay. No, no, no. I just got the coldest chills. Look at this. Oh, come on, focus. Oh my God. Good job, good job. Hold on, guys. I got my EMF detector. Let me check this. Alright, guys. I just got my EMF detector out. Whoa. Why is that? Oh, whoa. Are you kidding me? I'm getting so cold right now. If you're here and like to... Oh my God. Look at guys, it's a base reading of 0 all the way around. And as soon as we go to the fountain, it goes to turn on. If you're here, turn the fountain on. So, whoa. Okay, that is confirmed paranormal, and that's my cue to get out of here, guys. Whoa. Alright guys, on that note, hope you enjoyed the adventure. If you do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm getting the heck out of here. That was crazy. The fact that it was going off on command with the EMF spikes, I'm just mind blown. But I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, cop yourself some Get Out and Do Something merch. Links down below. Help support the channel, keep the adventures coming. But I gotta get out of here. I'm tripping out. Just so you know, it wasn't bullshit. It is now 3:50. It took me 50 minutes.
A noise could be heard somewhere in the hospital, and the YouTuber was able to correctly identify which room it came from. However, this was not the highlight. Later on, he found a tap that he claimed turned itself on, but wasn't able to get footage of. He had the sudden idea to ask the ghost questions, and used the tap as a means to get answers though, and it listened, which confirmed the hauntedness of the place, allowing dog vlogs to leave the scene with the questions answered. In the following video, a couple were filming an innocent Snapchat video to send to a group chat of some friends that they shared. It was because one of the friends sent a snap asking other people to show what they're up to, and it would be rude to ignore it, so they decided to send one back. However, little did they know how much it would frighten the group.
Bro, encontré la linterna. ¿Para qué la linterna igual si está...? Bueno, se apagó un toque la luz y ella ya tiene miedo.
Bro, basta.
Decí qué pasó, bro. Bueno, digo yo. Se cortó la luz y se escuchó como un ruido, un ruido. Y entonces Mili tiene miedo y ahora es como que tuve que traer una linterna para la nena. Arre que yo también me asusté.
Ay, puta madre, no hay internet.
¿Cómo que no hay internet?
¿No hay internet?
Dale, bro, contá.
Basta, bro, no exista, no quiero. No me gusta. Yo no estoy hablando de esas cosas.
Y ahora, bueno, ahora tiene miedo la nena. Yo ya estoy acostumbrado y quiero grabar. Ay. Se mueve. Cualquiera, guacho. Ay, estoy temblando. ¿Viste? ¿Viste?
No, basta.
Se movió la luz.
Basta, te dije que basta. Basta, bro, en serio, no me gusta.
Ay, ¿qué?
Capaz que fue Maki.
¿Cómo que fue Maki? La concha de tu madre, se movió eso.
No sé. Llamala. ¡Maki!
No, vos no grité, están durmiendo.
¡Maki!
No grité, anda a buscarla.
Tómatela. Bueno, vamos.
Vámonos. ¿Qué? Yo primero
Sí,
la concha
estúpido.
tuya. Ay, no, tengo miedo, bro.
Y bueno, pero yo también tengo miedo.
Anda
Yo
vos.
te dije que no hables. No, bro, no quiero.
Dale, abrimos la puerta un toque y
Basta,
vamos.
tengo
Abrimos
miedo.
y vamos.
Tengo miedo,
Abrimos
bro.
y vamos. Dale. Dale, dale.
Llamala a Maki.
Abrimos y vamos un toque.
La concha de su madre. Igual no.
Está la luz prendida, tío, la concha de tu madre. ¿Qué tenés miedo?
La concha tuya.
¡Cerró, boludo! ¡Ale! ¡Ale! ¡Ay, boludo! ¡Ale! ¡Ale!
En serio, bro. Ya fue. Llama a Andy. ¡Bro!
¡Andy! ¡Andy!
¡Andy!
Suddenly, the bells above the kitchen table started to chime on their own accord, and it was almost as if someone was there, gently pushing them. In order to further prove that this was paranormal, I'll also point out that the house had no windows open, or anything of that sort, so it could not have been the wind. After this, a chair moved on its own, which triggered the couple to close the door and hide in a room where it still didn't stop. It started to aggressively push against the door while they were still inside, which must have scared them like hell. Ian, better known online as the Midwest Ghost Hunter, has been featured on this channel countless times, traveling solo to some of the most haunted places in America. In this clip, he was exploring an abandoned theater entirely alone at night, a location with a long and unsettling reputation. Determined to get real evidence, he made his way down into the basement, a place local stories claimed even workers refused to enter after dark.
Time to explore the basement. Ooh, feels a lot creepier down here. Not gonna lie. Hello? Is there anybody down here? Nothing but eerie silence. A lot of cool artifacts. Anyone down in here? Creepy old fireplace. Oh my god, those sounded like voices. Hello? That legit sounded like people talking. Who's talking?
As Ian descended the final steps, the atmosphere thickened, and he began to hear faint noises echoing through the basement corridors. At first, it was unclear, distant tapping or maybe shifting debris, but it grew more rhythmic, almost deliberate. He stood still, trying to pinpoint it, but the sound seemed to circle him. Make sure to subscribe because this story will continue in a future video. The following video was captured towards the end of a paranormal investigation conducted by Ryan and his friend. They were both visiting a known site for paranormal activity called the Adrian, Michigan Ghost Trestle, and none of them actually thought anything would happen. Throughout, though, they were surprised as many haunting things took place, and eventually they came to the conclusion that they needed to leave or something terrible could happen. As they were about to exit the facility, a car drove past them, and then this happened.
There. Holy shit. Alright, I'm turning on the app.
He just grew. Oh man, that's freaky. I just got the chills up my f***ing spine. Oh, here comes the car.
After the incident, we decided to leave. But as we were leaving, a car drove past us, and we caught one last spooky moment on camera. Did you see it? Let's show it again. At the time, me and Trent were the only ones there, and yet there was this shadowy figure underneath the trestle as the car passed. Neither of us saw it at the time, but as I was editing the video, I noticed it, and I instantly got goosebumps.
Strangely, a ghostly figure was standing beside the car, and it is important to know that Ryan and his friend were the only two people in the vicinity. What's even spookier is that neither of them actually noticed this appearance at the time, and it was only while editing footage that Ryan exposed this bizarre phenomenon. The Hammerly family have been dealing with strange paranormal activity for a while now, and regular viewers of their TikTok page or this channel will likely remember some of their earlier experiences. From moving objects to unexplained noises, the haunting hasn't shown signs of slowing down. This time, one of their followers left a comment suggesting they confront the ghost directly, half jokingly telling it to pay rent or get out. Not expecting much, the father of the household decided to give it a try.
Because we'll get the tour still from our task as well.
TikTok says you need to get out or pay rent.
Sitting casually on a chair, he speaks directly to the air, saying, either pay rent or leave. There's a moment of silence, and then suddenly, a large canister behind him tips over and crashes to the floor. He doesn't jump or scream, just freezes completely still, staring ahead in stunned silence as the weight of what just happened sets in. Afterwards, the family admitted they hadn't expected any sort of response and were shaken by how quickly and clearly the ghost reacted. They're debating bringing in a spiritual expert or medium, but haven't committed to anything yet. If this is how the spirit reacts to a simple joke, they're left wondering what it might do next. After the canister incident, the Hammerly family went a few days without anything strange happening and started to believe, maybe jokingly, that the ghost actually listened and left. The house felt calm for once, and they were almost ready to move on from it entirely, but that quiet didn't last.
Go away. Go away!
The wife was cleaning up in the kitchen when something small but unsettling happened. As she stood at the counter, a tissue dispenser subtly slid across the surface on its own. She paused, a little startled, and aggressively told it to go away. Then she reached over, pulled a tissue from it, used it, and placed the dispenser back in the same spot. Almost immediately, it slid again in the exact same direction, same slight movement. She froze, clearly unnerved, and just stared at it for a second before stepping away. Afterwards, she told her husband what had happened, and they both agreed it felt more deliberate this time, like whatever's in the house was testing boundaries, or making sure they knew it hadn't really left. With the ghost seemingly interacting with both parents now, the family is back in the same place they were before, uncertain, a little on edge, and seriously considering bringing in someone who knows what they're dealing with. Chamos is the name of a YouTube channel with over 1.5 million subscribers, and in the video that I am about to show you, they caught something unreal. One day, they decided that they were going to visit a haunted location called the Abandoned Hospital of Cambay, and they all believed that this place truly was a hellhole. Little did they know this theory would be proved so easily. All the way through the night, terrible things happened, but the people on the mission were extremely brave and knew a ghost wouldn't harm them. This is the most frightening thing that was captured.
Viu?
Não queria lembrar.
Não queria lembrar, eu entendi alguma coisa, a mulher de branco.
Mulher de branco? Tem uma mulher de branco aqui que vaga nesse local? Ó, olha só.
O cara tá estourado, ele tá aqui perto.
É, cara do céu, velho.
O cara tá estourado, ele tá aqui perto.
É, cara do céu, velho.
Just as they were discussing a white ghost that haunted the walls of this place, the man behind the camera panned to the side, and some sort of apparition could be seen taking cover. The truth is, We will never know if this was the exact ghost they were discussing at the time, but this event was rather frightening regardless. William Davies had only discovered his house was haunted about a week ago, and ever since then he'd been dealing with constant, unexplained activity. Objects shifting, doors creaking without reason, and strange noises at all hours had started to wear him down. After enduring a full week of this, he finally decided he needed proof, not just for peace of mind, but to help convince others that something really was going on.
Nothing that's supposed to happen. Whoa. I want to see this impressive newspaper come off the shelf. So we'll get right back. Go on then. Press it. Ooh, but you know, how is it old? How is that possible? Strange choice of newspaper, though.
He set up his phone and started talking aloud, encouraging whatever was in the house to show itself. After a tense pause, a folded newspaper sitting on the edge of a nearby table suddenly dropped to the floor on its own, with no breeze or visible reason for the movement. William jumped slightly, not out of fear, but out of validation. This was exactly what he needed. Afterwards, he shared the footage with close friends and even reached out to a local paranormal group for advice. While he's still not sure what exactly he's dealing with, the moment marked a shift. He no longer feels like he's imagining things, and now he's not facing it alone. Memoria Sobrenatural, NC, is a ghost hunting team that's seen a lot over the years, but one of their members recently got called out for something a little different. A real estate agent, interested in flipping an old, long-abandoned house, wanted a paranormal check before making an offer. The building had a history, but nothing officially documented, just word of mouth.
Olha isso é espetacular. Vocês viram? Minha nossa, cara, dá uma olhada nisso, cara do céu. Cê é louco, mano. Vocês viram isso, mano? Vocês viram isso, mano? Opa! Opa! Cara, é espetacular, não é? É espetacular ou não é o que houve ali, ó? É espetacular ou não é o que houve ali, ó? Rapaz do céu!
The hunter walked through with a flashlight, narrating the condition of each room. As he entered one in particular, a chair in the middle of the room suddenly slid several inches across the floor, all on its own. His breath caught as he backed away, clearly shaken. The camera shook slightly as he tried to stay calm, but ended up repeating the words, "Oh my God," in panic. Eventually, he left the room out of fear, but instead of backing away into safety, he backed himself into an even more bizarre room.
Se existe algo aqui próximo a mim, que se manifeste neste momento. Ai, minha nossa! Tá, bexiga! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Cara do céu! Opa! Minha nossa vida! Rapaz do céu! Que é isso? Que é isso? Que é isso?
This room was far more haunted, and lots of stuff was happening inside. The team reported the footage back to the real estate agent, and they immediately deemed the house to be off limits, because who would buy somewhere as frightening as this? A man living with his wife and 2 daughters started noticing something strange. One of his daughter's dolls kept moving overnight, shifting positions when no one was around. Concerned and a bit spooked, he shared the story with his followers online, hoping for advice. Many suggested trying a Ouija board to communicate with whatever might be connected to the doll.
So someone suggested I try using one of these boards to try and see if it'll say anything. I'm not going to touch the little plastic piece because obviously then it would look weird if it moved. So I'm just going to ask it questions and see if it moves the thing at all. Do you have a name? What is your name? You have to move the little plastic piece to reveal letters and spell something. It just moved. All right, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
In the clip, he sets up the doll on the sofa next to the Ouija board, hesitantly asks the doll for its name, and watches as the planchette slowly moves a little on its own. The movement is subtle, but unmistakable. Suddenly overwhelmed with fear, he quickly walks away from the board, leaving everything behind. The aftermath is tense, and he's left questioning what he just awakened, and wondering if the doll's restless energy is something more serious than he first thought. An everyday Canadian YouTuber has been hearing strange noises coming from his basement while his kids are asleep upstairs. Concerned but trying to stay calm, he decides to film what's going on.
Hey guys, an everyday Canadian. I was upstairs and I'm hearing banging. Now, I just did the laundry not too long ago. I know it's not the laundry machine because I know what it sounds like. And there is literally sounds coming in my basement right now, and it's freaking me out. Kids are upstairs asleep, and I'm gonna go down and check right now. This is freaky right now because I rarely go in my basement. It's an unfinished basement. Holy shit. Oh, what the f is that sound? Like, holy shit. Like, I don't even want to go down there. Holy shit. It's f***ing dark. Hold on, guys. Let me just get my light on here quick. Holy shit. This is freaking me out. Holy shit. Oh, God. I hate basements. My laundry machine just stopped. It's just me in the basement. Holy crap. What the f was that? What the f?
He cautiously heads down the stairs, and just as he reaches the middle, a loud clang echoes through the space. He keeps going down, flashlight in hand, and when he reaches the bottom, he spots one of his kids' toys moving slightly on its own. The unsettling moment leaves him wide-eyed and tense. The aftermath has him wondering if the noises are just the house settling, or if something else might be lurking downstairs, making him consider whether to investigate further or find a way to keep his family safe. Chris was spending a quiet evening at home when something immediately threw the vibe off. He was upstairs, just relaxing like normal, when he heard this sudden bang from downstairs, loud enough to jolt him out of his seat. Now, Chris isn't the type to jump to conclusions, but this sound wasn't like anything falling or shifting. It had weight behind it. Curiosity got the best of him, so he decided to grab his phone and check it out. As he headed down the stairs, he kept recording, just in case. That's when things took a very weird turn. On the wall in the hallway was this decorative Santa face, the kind you see hanging during the holidays. As Chris panned the camera, the Santa moved, not once but twice. It wasn't just swinging from a breeze or sliding down a nail. It tilted, paused, and shifted again. You can clearly see there's no one near it, and no windows are open. Chris was understandably shaken, and that Santa didn't stick around much longer. The day after, he burned it in the fireplace. I can't say I blame him. Festive or not, that thing had to go. Leandro had known for weeks that something in his house wasn't right, but he kept it to himself, because every time he even hinted at it, people looked at him like he was insane. He wasn't about to be labeled the psycho friend, so he stayed quiet. But the longer he waited, the worse it got, and eventually he decided enough was enough. He pulled out his phone and started recording, hoping to finally catch something on camera that could prove he wasn't just losing it.
Mais dia normal. Tem espírito preso na casa. Será que está tentando me dizer algo?
Tô vendo barulho aqui agora. De novo, gente, eu já tô cansado disso já.
Acredite se quiser.
Olha isso. Olha aqui. Olha isso, gente. Olha aqui na cozinha. Meu Deus do céu, o que é isso, velho? Olha isso. Que isso, cara? Olha isso aqui. O ventilador ligou sozinho. Olha isso. Ai, que isso? Estou com medo. O ventilador ligou, desligou. Olha isso.
In the footage, it all happens at once. His kitchen appliances started dropping all over the place. Then his standing fan moved on its own accord. And finally, a folded cloth on the counter just dropped without being touched. The room feels like it's under siege, and Leandro barely manages to hold the camera steady through it all. There's no one else there, no wires or strings, and no explanation that makes any sort of sense. It's the kind of clip you have to watch twice just to believe, and this was only the beginning, because a few days later, even more evidence was discovered. A few days after the chaos in the kitchen, Leandro decided to finally reach out to a ghost hunter. The issue was, the investigator wouldn't commit to a visit unless there was more footage to go on. So Leandro and his wife came up with a plan. They had both noticed something off about this old porcelain doll they kept in the living room. Every time they left it facing forward, it somehow ended up facing the wall. They decided to test it properly. With the camera rolling, Leandro's wife carefully turned the doll toward the lens, making sure it was clearly visible and properly positioned.
Eu comprei uma boneca de guardar sacola, mas ela não gosta que ninguém olhe para ela.
Não vou ficar aqui sozinho, não. Caralho, tá caindo tudo aqui.
Deixa eu pegar aqui a vassoura que eu vi.
Minha mãe foi pegar uma vassoura, dois corajosos.
Do nada aqui, sozinho em casa. E eu levei um susto, achei que eu que tava vendo coisa. A mãe foi lá pegar a vassoura pra mexer nele. Vira ela pra frente. Eu vou jogar esse troço fora, eu vou queimar. Cuidado, vira ela pra frente. Ui.
Tá na bichinha.
ela vira de costa
Eu não vou
toda
dormir
vez que
aqui em
arrumava
casa,
ela pra
não.
frente.
Não, vira ela pra frente. Aí. Aí.
O que você põe nela?
Como assim?
Eu tô voando.
Sei lá. O trem começou a se mexer do nada. Olha lá.
Eu tô voando aqui.
Olha lá a mão dela. Ui.
Você
Joga
fez?
fora.
Para, amiga, pelo amor de Deus.
Oi. Eita, pega.
As the seconds ticked by, it slowly but clearly shifted back around to face the wall again. No human interference, no obvious triggers, just a slow and chilling movement that looked almost deliberate. This was enough to get the ghost hunter's attention. He showed up that same weekend and spent hours combing through the house. According to him, there was definitely a presence in the home, something that had become attached to a particular object, likely the doll. After a short ritual and a cleansing, the disturbances began to fade, and for now, the house has gone quiet. Victor and his friend were spending the evening at Victor's place when something strange caught their attention. They were just hanging out in the living room, not really expecting anything out of the ordinary, when Victor noticed something odd. His rug kept ending up in a slightly different position every time he looked at it. It wasn't drastic, just enough to be unsettling. After a while, curiosity got the better of him and he decided to start recording, hoping he might catch whatever was going on in action.
Не добавился никуда, нет еще. Она такая красивая, да?
Я вспомнил после, что нашла лаву.
Ну, она такая красивая, в жизни такая толстая. Ну вот, в принципе, толстая.
Жесть.
Снял? Да.
Все.
Охуенно. Вообще цепь лежит пиздец. Прям чувствую, что хочется. Бывает такое. Сходилось уже пизда.
Sure enough, as the camera rolls, the rug slowly drags itself a few inches across the floor without a single foot touching it. There's no breeze, no pets, and no strings. It just moves. The room is silent, but the tension in the clip is heavy. After this, Victor's friend refused to sleep on the same floor and insisted on staying upstairs for the rest of the visit. Victor ends up contacting a local medium who believes the house has residual energy attached to something beneath the floorboards. Whether they dig it up or not, we'll have to wait and see. Lorita, a mother of 3, was home with her children when she suddenly noticed signs that someone had broken into the house. Panicked, she grabbed 2 of her kids and ran outside, only to realize moments later that their youngest was still inside. Without hesitation, Lorita rushed back in, but as she tried to find her 3rd child, things took a terrifying turn. It wasn't a man in the house after all, but something else.
Come over here. Shit. Oh, what happened?
Dude, run. There's a guy inside.
Okay. Run.
Hey, where's your sister?
She's in her room sleeping.
She's inside?
Yeah.
Dude, look. There's a shadow right there.
What the heck?
Told you there's somebody in here. Amber, baby, come here. Amber. Dude.
No.
What's that?
The door just closed over there.
Amber. Baby, come here. Are you in here? Oh, dude. And pull the door back.
Oh my god.
What is that?
What
Sounds like a front door. What do I do?
Let's go to the front door, Milos.
Dude, no there. No one's at the front door.
Who rang the doorbell then?
It's knocking, but there's nobody there. Dude.
There's no one there.
Should I open it?
No.
The noise is coming back. It's getting louder and louder.
Oh my. Now it's the doorbell again?
What is going on here?
The front door kept ringing as if someone was aggressively spamming the doorbell, and no matter how hard Loretta tried, the door to her youngest child's room wouldn't open. It felt like an invisible force was blocking their way, keeping them trapped from reaching the child. The fear was overwhelming. Since that night, Loretta and her family have been desperately trying to find a new place to live, hoping to escape whatever spirit has made their home its own. They're planning to move as soon as they can, because no one should have to live with something so relentless and frightening inside their own walls. A ghost hunter was offered $500 to investigate a house suspected of being haunted, and he decided to take the job. For a long time, nothing unusual happened, and he started to question whether the whole thing was just a waste of time. He debated leaving more than once, but chose to stay and keep looking for answers. Suddenly, the door in one of the rooms began rattling violently, as if something was trying to get out or in. The hunter carefully searched behind the door, but found nothing at all. No hidden compartments, no tricks, just empty space. Despite the lack of physical evidence, the eerie rattling convinced him that there was definitely some kind of presence in the house. After spending a few more hours investigating and sensing the energy shift, he concluded that the place was haunted and recommended the owners consider a spiritual cleansing. They agreed and planned to bring in specialists to help rid the house of the restless spirit. Ian, a well-known ghost hunter who has appeared on this channel before, was exploring a notoriously haunted asylum all by himself. As he moved through the dim hallways, he suddenly noticed a broom leaning against the wall start to move on its own. Instinctively, he turned the camera to capture the strange activity.
Is there someone up here? Making noises? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to think it could be a false alarm. Maybe not. That definitely sounded like it was in here. In here. And you know what? If you look out there. The wind has stopped. So that totally rules that out. Which is scary because those sounds were so loud. I nearly pissed myself. Luckily I wasn't recording. That would have been embarrassing. Who's down there? You know, I can't help but think about that spirit box session. that was on this floor. That right there. Or not that one. Right there. That's John Oliver's room. I'm just thinking about what he said. Because I have a bad feeling right now. Whoever's down there, come on out. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Dude, something just ran across that hall. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, come on, you just calm down. Oh, Jesus. I'm whimpering and screaming like a little freaking baby.
The broom slowly slides across the floor, and shortly after, a chilling voice clearly warns him to get out now. The atmosphere instantly thickens with tension, but despite the warning, Ian decides to stay a little longer, determined to uncover more evidence. What happens next is even more intense, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video where this story continues. Helen's Homestead is a YouTube channel that documents explorations of paranormal places, but they are much smaller than the huge ghost hunters that you usually see on this channel. The following video was an adventure into a Scottish castle, and there was no doubt it was haunted according to the locals. So much of the castle was occupied by slaves and dungeons containing prisoners, so it is no surprise that they all stuck around to spread their wrath on visitors of the castle. Helen didn't think it was real, but explored anyway.
Catherine. Within its labyrinth of hallways and rooms, there's no sign of ghosts, but there's one place I haven't checked.
It's now nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the dungeon. We were having dinner earlier tonight down here. And it's definitely a very, very different mood now. The rest of the castle have gone to bed.
Now I should point out I'm the only one in the dungeon. Just me and my camera, and I'm facing the only doorway.
So, had no signs of her tonight. But if ever you were going to see a ghost, you think it would be here. So maybe it's all just rubbish. Maybe it's all just hocus pocus. Maybe there is no such thing as ghosts whatsoever. Anyway, I'm prepared to wait. Catherine. Oh, Catherine.
The chair next to me is about to start thumping on its own. You'll be able to clearly hear it.
It's creeping me out now. Okay, I get it. I'm going. Okay, Catherine, I get it.
Then something moves in the dungeon, but I'm not staying to find out what it is.
I'm freaking going. I'd like to think I'm a pretty rational person. But, if you're interested to play back what's on that tape.
The chair banging on its own with such purpose is what scared me. And an intense electric feeling down the right side of my face and head.
I don't know if you can see that, but I'm shaking like a leaf. Anyway,
during the daytime, literally nothing happened to suggest that this place was remotely haunted, and Helen was starting to believe that maybe this place was just a myth used to create a tourist attraction. However, the basement changed things. Out of nowhere, the chair started thudding as if someone was swinging on it, and when Helen was sent running out of the room, something left in there moved next. It was good content for the YouTube channel, so the team packed up the next day and left, not wanting to disturb the spirit. Our next clip was captured by a more high-profile ghost hunter on YouTube, and the name of their channel is Memoria Sobrenatural Inc. And from the name, you can tell they are not English. Fortunately, they dubbed their videos into the English language though, meaning we can get a full glance into this paranormal investigation. It took place in a house that someone was interested in buying, but wanted to check the status after suspicion of paranormal activity. This is what the ghost hunter was able to find.
Foi encontrado o corpo do homem aqui dentro. E ele quer deixar uma mensagem, mas o quê? Não me recordo desse varal aí em cima, com um negócio pendurado. Talvez essa aqui seria a cama aonde ele dormia? Ou talvez seria a cama de outra pessoa e o quarto dele seria outro. Opa! Olha isso! Olha isso! Olha isso, mano! Olha isso, pessoal! Cara do céu, velho! Minha nossa! Cara do céu, é assustador! Quem é que está aqui próximo a mim? Escuta isso! Escuta isso! Ó! Tá pra cá! Ó! Tem alguma coisa pra cá! Opa! É aqui! Ai! Olha aqui, ó! Olha o quadro, mano! Olha o quadro! Rapaz do céu! Tá me retorcendo aqui, velho! Minha garganta seca! A minha garganta tá seca, cara! Eu quis dizer sobre outro quarto desse aqui, ó! Com essa cama! A minha garganta tá seca, velho! Bicho do céu!
It was extremely obvious that this place was ridiculed with poltergeists, and it was not a nice one. The man behind the camera claimed afterwards that he felt a horrible feeling all the way down his spine, and this feeling only happens when there is an evil presence inside of the room. This meant that whatever was inside of here would not be hard to get rid of, and I wish luck to whoever that task gets given to. It's bad enough experiencing haunting things as a ghost hunter, but imagine suffering from paranormal activity as an innocent man. Brugi was your regular person living a regular life in his house, but suddenly it started to become riddled with haunted activity. For quite some time, he couldn't figure out what it actually was, but eventually, it started opening up more and more with this video being one of them.
Hasta el miedo ya hasta se me quiere regresar la comida. Estético usa todo hasta allá. Imagínense qué tan grande está. O sea, real es todo este pedazo. Ay, cabrón. Seguro se grabó. No. Falta este pedazo.
Now he seemed to become stunned after looking up into the attic, and despite not being able to make anything out myself, perhaps he saw something that I couldn't, and there are cases of this happening to people. This will also help experts identify the type of spirit, so hopefully Brugi contacts one and finds out. Kubo, a regular guy who often shares random late-night thoughts and life updates on his page, wasn't someone you'd typically associate with anything paranormal. He lives in a quiet home in a quiet neighborhood, and nothing out of the ordinary had ever really happened there. But this particular night felt different. According to him, the air had a strange stillness to it, almost like the house itself was holding its breath. Everyone else was out, so he was completely alone. Just him, the silence, and whatever was about to happen. He'd already brushed his teeth, shut everything down, and climbed into bed like usual. He was just about to scroll for a bit before sleeping when it began.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello? Hello? Just leave it alone.
The bedroom door beside him started knocking. Not a single tap or a faint creak, but a sudden and aggressive series of knocks like someone wanted in. Kubo got up slowly, clearly confused and unnerved, and moved toward the door. But as he stepped out to check, the door across the hallway, totally closed a moment earlier, swung shut right in front of him. No wind, no one else in the house, just that eerie moment captured on film. He stood frozen, breathing heavily, the silence even heavier than before. The clip cuts there, but Kubo later said he stayed up the entire night, unsure of what he'd just witnessed. The following day, Kubo tried to brush off what had happened. He told himself it was probably something with the pipes, or maybe the house settling. Still, the way that hallway door had slammed shut, he couldn't quite shake the image from his mind. That night, even though nothing had happened all day, he found himself double-checking locks and lights, making sure everything was exactly as it should be before heading to bed. He even left a few hallway lights on, just in case. Still, when he finally settled into bed, there was a part of him hoping it really was over. But it wasn't. It was sometime around 2 in the morning when he first heard it. This low, shifting noise coming from inside his bedroom. Not loud, but unmistakable. Almost like fabric dragging against itself, or something brushing against the floor. He sat up slowly, unsure if it had come from his dream or from the room itself. The noise came again. He reached for his phone and began recording, the screen casting a soft glow across the room as he panned it toward the source.
I know I haven't posted in a couple days, but I've been staying out of my room because it just got to be too much, but I swear, I'm hearing voices coming from there the last like 20 minutes.
What the camera caught next only lasted a split second, but it was enough to send chills through anyone watching. Hanging in thin air was one of his shirts. It hovered mid-air for maybe half a second, as if being held by something invisible, before dropping straight to the ground with a soft thud. There was no breeze, no vent nearby, nothing that could have caused it. Kubo gasped and pulled back, muttering something under his breath. The clip ended with the camera pointed toward the floor, his voice shaking, whispering that he didn't know what he just saw. In the hours after, he didn't go back to sleep. He sat on the edge of his bed, lights on, heart racing. Even when the sun came up, the image of that levitating shirt kept playing over in his head. For someone who'd never believed in anything paranormal, this was starting to feel too real. FIFA is a popular game for many and has been for years. It's probably the best video game remake of the sport, hence its popularity, and the victim of this next clip, Eiji, was casually enjoying it. He had just finished a really long shift at work, so needed some gaming time to wind down. Little did he know that it'd have the opposite effect. It was literally going to stress him out 100 times more than work ever could.
Astagfirullahaladzim. Astagfirullah. Ini udah jam berapa sih? 11. Jing dalam keadaan nyala ya.
Out of nowhere, the keyboard started playing when he scored, and he went over to prove that it was fully working. The camera also showcased that his wife was fast asleep, so she could not have had anything to do with the incident. Whatever made this happen was an unnatural cause, and the only person who even has a slither of hope stopping them is a ghost hunting expert. The following video took place when a man heard something, but he was unable to pin where it was. In case it was a neighbor or something minor like that, he chose to ignore it and continue watching television. However, every minute or so, the noise would happen again, and it got to the point where even if it was a neighbor, they deserved to be told to shut up anyway. The man stood up, mobile phone in hand, walking around the house double-checking that it definitely wasn't in his home before complaining, and he's lucky he did. Take a look.
Alright, I have to start recording again. I know I just heard something. You guys are seeing this, right? You gotta be joking me. What? You gotta be joking me. Oh, jeez.
Strangely, a small human figure was pressing itself against the door, and this was creepy as hell, for obvious reasons. I don't know a single person in the entire world who wouldn't feel fear in the face of something like this, and you could feel the fright in the voice and movements of the man behind the camera. For the next few days, he and his children were living on edge and praying that whatever thing was left them alone. Fortunately, nothing happened over these few days, which actually gave them a slither of hope that it really was gone. You should never get so comfortable so soon after a poltergeist strikes though, because they can come back at any moment, and this clip proves that.
Okay, I have to start recording because we've started to hear more things around the house, and kind of nervous. Yeah. Okay.
This time, they were hearing noises again, so the father took his camera and walked around in case anything absurd took place. Randomly, some objects were thrown to the ground in the kitchen, and then the distressed child left his room, saying he heard something. As the father panned the camera back to his son, a shadow figure was seen standing abruptly still, and at first, he actually missed this. It was only later when he was scrolling through the footage that he realized how scary this actually was. This time he took action and called a helpline for people suffering from ghosts, but they could only send experts within the next few days. This is why the family had to endure one more haunting before help arrived.
I'm sorry. I've heard... It's been non-stop. I've heard these knocks. I don't know. No. Just, I think you should get away. I think you should go away. I think you should go away. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Okay, no. Okay. Scary. Okay.
The knocking was persistent and scary, especially for the little girl. I hope for her sake that this is sorted soon, and you subscribe. A man who had been struggling with strange activity in his home for months finally decided to bring in a medium for answers. After walking through the property, the medium explained that the disturbances were being caused by a haunted object he unknowingly kept in his possession. The problem was, he had no idea what that object could be, and despite searching, he never managed to identify it.
You've been warned. You wanted ghost videos, here they are. In this video, it's at night when he was sleeping and he caught it on his inside living room camera. He lives alone and has started to get poltergeists. And the mediums that he had come in said it's because he has something in his possession that's haunted, but he has no idea what it is and he can't find it. So this is the first of several videos.
On one of his security cameras inside the house, 2 orbs of light can be seen drifting across the room before a nearby door creaks open on its own. Moments later, something even more unsettling appears, a dark mist crawling briefly along the floor before vanishing. The footage left him more unsettled than ever, and without knowing which item was to blame, he feared the activity would only continue. The very next day, after capturing the orbs and the dark mist, the man thought things might calm down, but instead they escalated. Late in the evening, he heard the distinct sound of purring outside his bedroom, assuming it was his cat. Calling its name several times, he grew uneasy when the animal never appeared. Wanting to document what was happening, he pulled out his camera.
Man, you guys really like ghost videos, huh? Holy shit. Just a little caveat, I am not the forefront leader in all things ghost videos. My brother has a few scary videos I thought I'd post. I am not going to be the person you go to for ghost content. With that said, I do have a few more. Here's another video.
Felix. Felix.
As he approached the door ahead of him, a shadowy figure could be seen lingering in the small crack where the door met the frame. The sight made his breathing quicken, and after a few tense moments, the door suddenly swung shut on its own, with the shadow shifting out of view as it did. This moment left him shaken, especially since the purring sounded so similar to his actual cat, and his cat never returned to that hallway. Before this unsettling cat clip even took place though, the man had actually experienced something just as disturbing. Earlier that same night, he noticed a strange reflection shifting outside his room. Almost like a figure was standing there in the dim light. Gripped by unease, he quickly snapped a photograph, unsure of what he would capture. When he looked at the picture, his heart sank.
Ghost, ghost, and more ghost. I gotcha. I have a few more videos. I love that everybody is so involved and into all of the different videos and hauntings of my brother's apartment. I've set this one up because it's pictures, so before I get all of the comments of this is fake, it's not. I don't have enough time on my hands to try to fake this. Neither does my brother. So I try to set it up pretty well. I have one more video after this, and then they'll start trickling in slowly because he doesn't get haunted on an hourly basis. So let me know what you think of this one. This one actually freaked me out more than all of the videos, and the videos were pretty fucking freaky. So here you go.
Felix.
The photo clearly showed the outline of a shadow figure, standing just outside his room on the stairs that clearly couldn't be stood on, its shape warped and unnatural against the hallway wall. He described the image as one of the most frightening things he had ever seen, because unlike a fleeting video clip, a photograph meant the figure had been truly present, caught in that exact moment in terrifying clarity. After that chilling photograph, the house fell eerily quiet for a few days. No knocks, no shadows, no strange sounds in the night. For a brief moment, the man began to hope that whatever presence had been tormenting him was finally gone. But deep down, the silence didn't bring comfort, but it only made him more anxious, like the calm before a storm. Every creak of the floorboards or hum of the pipes kept him on edge, waiting for the next unexplainable moment to shatter the fragile peace. The uneasy calm didn't last. One day, while he was working quietly at home, the peace finally broke.
You guys want more? All right, here's ghost video number 2. For those that are joining, my brother's house is haunted. He lives by himself. He's been haunted for a few years now, actually, and it's all because a medium once told him he has an item in his house that is possessed and are haunted, and until he gets rid of that, the hauntings are going to continue. So until he figures out what that item is, because he has no idea, we're going to keep getting these videos, and I'll keep posting them because everyone seems to like them, and they freak me the hell out. So here's number 2.
A camera positioned in the top corner of the room caught the bathroom lights slowly turning themselves off and then back on again, as though someone unseen was playing with the switch. Before he even had time to process it, a door from across the house slammed shut with such force that it echoed through the rooms, making him jump out of his chair. The suddenness of it all left him shaken, and it became clear the haunting hadn't ended. It was only biding its time. Bruno had always cherished a small toy skateboard that sat proudly on the kitchen table, a gift from his grandfather before he passed away. That night, while idly playing with it, he suddenly felt the strange urge to start filming, as if something inside him knew something was about to happen.
¡Bruno! ¡Bruno! Se movió la silla.
¿Leal?
Sí.
De las Jorge.
Tipo, es de Arquiteta.
De las Jorge.
As the camera rolled, the chair adjacent to him suddenly slid back from the table all on its own, the scraping sound sending chills through the air. Terrified, Bruno immediately bolted to find his brother, and the two returned cautiously to the kitchen to see what had happened. Just as they stepped inside, the door to the room slammed shut with such force it shook the frame. The brothers were left frozen, staring at each other in disbelief. Afterwards, Bruno admitted he couldn't shake the feeling that his grandfather's presence might somehow be tied to the event. though whether it was a warning, a sign, or something darker, he wasn't sure. A group of friends were sitting around together, just enjoying a relaxed conversation with no tension in the air. No odd vibes, just the usual banter you'd expect on a quiet night. Everything felt perfectly normal until a sudden bang came from the cupboard nearby. Curious rather than alarmed, one of them pulled out her phone to film.
Dengar kan? Ada suara. Ada suara. Gue takut nih, gue takut nih. Gimana ini balikinnya? Angin kayak? Enggak ada. Kosong coy.
The camera caught one of the cupboard doors slowly creaking open on its own, making everyone go silent for a moment. The woman holding the camera cautiously stepped closer to check, but as soon as she peeked inside, she jumped back in fear, letting out a sharp gasp. Whatever she saw wasn't clear on camera, leaving only the sound of her reaction to go by. Tell me in the comments if you can make out what scared her. Esther had gone to her father's grave on the 5th anniversary of his passing, just as she did every year. She always made sure to clean up around the headstone, refill the plant pot, and spend some quiet moments reflecting. But on this particular visit, something strange unfolded.
Aquí no hay aire. Una pequeña tumba donde tuve un trailete que tira. Estoy insistiendo, yo pedí quien quisiera, con todo el respeto, de mí hacia ellos y de ellos hacia mí, obviamente. He visto 3 trailetes distintos que giren. No hay aire. Sigo insistiendo, hay mínimo aire como para que el trailete gire de esta manera. Lo ilógico es que aquí los trailetes y hasta apenas inicia a moverse. No hay aire. Miren, ahí hay unas plantas. Se alcanzan a ver que no hay movimiento de las plantas. Pero aquí sin embargo hay un trailete. Aquí estoy. Ya paro en automático. Voy a girar. Para eso me acerco y cuando gira este pequeño trailete, voy a intentar leer su nombre. Creo que no logro distinguir bien su nombre, pero aquí está el trailete girando. Lo curioso es que justo ahora que hay un poco de aire, cuando hay un poco de aire se para. ¿Ya fijaste? El otro es completamente estático, no es broma, vean. Voy a retirarme para que vean. No, ahorita va a girar. Está estático. Le voy a pedir. Ay Dios, no puedo leer tu nombre porque no quiero mover tus reiletes. Pero muéveme uno. Puedes moverme los dos, te lo voy a agradecer. Eso lo extraño. Solo uno mueve y el otro no. Sí, va. Solo alcanzó a distinguir bien Estrada. Voy a parar un poco el video.
Sitting on the grave were 2 wind spinners side by side. Despite there being no wind at all, only one of them began to spin slowly and steadily, while the other remained completely still. The odd contrast made the moment feel eerie, almost as if it were deliberate. Esther couldn't help but wonder if it was her father reaching out to her in some subtle way, a small sign of communication from beyond. A ghost hunter had been hired to investigate an old house with a reputation for being haunted, and although he'd been skeptical at first, he was willing to take the job for the payout. For the first stretch of his exploration, the place seemed quiet, nothing more than creaky floors and dusty rooms. But just as he was starting to think it was going to be a wasted trip, something chilling unfolded. After searching room to room for a few minutes, he suddenly stumbled upon a child's rocking horse in one of the corners, moving back and forth as if an invisible child were sitting on it. The sight froze him in place, the steady motion far too deliberate to be explained by air or movement. He whispered nervously to himself, backing away slowly, before finally turning and walking off in fear, not daring to stay in that room any longer. The Paranormies are a group of well-experienced ghost hunters who visit locations and see what they can find. They post their findings onto their YouTube channel so that people like us can see what ghosts are capable of, and it truly is fascinating. In the adventure that I am about to expose you to, they were responding to a scary story of an old friend who may have been part of a homicide in the 1970s. The spooky, abandoned town of Piney is where this took place, and they wanted to investigate the train station first, and weird signs popped up right away.
You can moan for us so we can hear it. You can do it into one of our microphones or into our ear.
Look at this, man. I didn't see over there, but that looks like it's coming down too.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Like what I'm showing, that looks like a TV. The actual two-part of the TV.
Oh yeah.
All around the station, they were finding appliances such as televisions, stoves, and refrigerators, which was really weird, considering the purpose of the building was supposed to be a transport mechanism. The team theorized that it must have been converted to a storage unit, but as I said, this was just a theory. After coming up with this, they continued their train station adventure without much else to think about. This location had been debunked, but not a house in the town. Next, they all went to the closest house in the abandoned town, and what they found there was much weirder.
Silence.
Really?
Like, I actually heard like a lot of voices, but like then it just would stop for like 10-20 seconds at a time, and then it would just pick up again, which is super weird. So if it's silent in here right now, it could pick up again any second.
You hear that?
Yep. Oh my god. Was that upstairs? No, that's outside.
Holy f, man, it sounded like a piece of the house just busted off.
What? That might have been it, because look at the roof.
Was that a piece of the house or was that you? Oh man, that freaked me out. My hands are shaking. Holy smokes.
There was something standing here, right?
What's that?
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Something was standing right here.
It looked like something was standing right here.
Oh my god.
But I saw it for like a split second.
A thump was heard by the whole group, and it was almost as if a victim of the homicide was still haunting the town. I will continue this story in a future video on the channel.